I got into bodybuilding when I was about 10 years old. I was an introvert, and bodybuilding was something that had my interest, that I was able to change my body by, lifting these weights and learning how to, eat properly. I became famous, got all the magazines, was with Weeder at the time, this young kid that he always called the boy next door.
You gotta like guys like Rich back in the day, smaller guys that when they stood on stage, it was just this big disparity. They didn't have two classes like they do now. And so to see a guy like Rich to be successful right off the bat, taking third at his first Olympia, and then win the very first Arnold, it tells you how hard a working guy he is.
I never took a year off all through my career. My placing started going lower. I basically got burnt out. When I started Gaspari Nutrition, it was all on a dream. I had passion to grow my company the way I grew as a bodybuilder. I sold everything off and I just started growing this company to where it became this powerhouse.
All companies, depending on how the market changes, need to adapt.
You can't take an off day in the industry.
He was very involved in his company. And then he had some personal issues.
I went through some hard times, through divorce that caused the company to go into a demise.
I could tell he was on a lot of stress, but he just kept telling me, okay, he did be patient, stay with him.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get you to try some of the new flavors that came in.
You're gonna walk around and take races.
You can get me the flavors?
Yeah, I got them on the table now.
I feel like Rocky Balboa of the fitness industry, because one of the sayings in his movies is it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm at least moving forward. This is cookies and cream, precision protein. Keep this here so I know which one's what. I got some flavors here. Basically, we have a cookies and cream.
Do you have a vodka soda?
No vodkas here. Precision protein, cookies and cream. Brian's been involved in a lot of the marketing, and we have a small team, so a lot of times some of the extra work he's involved in doing.
As an editor, my primary responsibility is overseeing every single piece of copy or label or marketing material or website or social media. That's my big pet peeve, is the state of social media is a disaster because everybody wants to get ahead. Everybody's so much faster, but they do it piss poor.
Stir it up a little bit. Lizzie actually progressed in the company. She, worked for a lot of my marketing directors. And then finally, when she had this opportunity to become the marketing director here. She doesn't want to give herself a title, but she's always trying to educate herself to be better for the company. Very loyal to, to me. I mean, she bleeds blue.
It was rocky the first couple years that I was here, so it's been kind of inspiring to see things pull back together again.
Enough cookie and enough cream or not enough cream?
There's a lot of cream.
There's a lot of cream and not enough cookie? I think you got to make sure, because you see it's all on the bottom, the
So
cookie.
all the chunks?
Yeah, all the chunks are on the bottom. Mike is great when it comes to wanting to become better and better at videography. He started as a warehouse worker. He wanted to, help Gaspari, and he constantly says we need this kind of camera or we need this kind of thing, lens. It's all stuff I don't know, but I have to say, well, let's rent it first. Let's see what we can do, and then see whether it's worth buying it or not.
I'm told what they want, the style. So if there's a print ad that's very dark, I have to make the video look like that, unless they change it. So if it's more of a female ad, it's got to be lighter and softer. This is a whole new world for me. I come from the action sports side, and now I'm thrown into bodybuilding, and you have to make men and women look good. I never had to focus on that before.
Mike?
What's going on?
Doing some taste testing. This is stirred up a little bit. This is Cookies and Cream. Mike Mailing, he's a young kid. We've been able to grow Gaspari's social media amazingly in the last year, through him.
Every millennial, everybody younger than me, and most people older than me are all on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's a great way to connect with fans, get them talking, and introducing Gaspari in a new light.
It tastes exactly like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like the milk leftover on the bottom of the cereal.
So good.
Awesome.
I like the cookies and cream the most.
Did you like the cinnamon graham cracker?
I did, but I like Vaughn's idea of having a little less cinnamon and a little more
Taste that one.
honey.
Noon comes from Brazil, very intuitive when it comes to international sales, also very loyal to me as well.
It's a challenge, it's a big world out there. I think the biggest challenge for international is that a lot of the larger markets, the domestic brands, have grown exponentially over the last 5 years, where in the past in Brazil and Mexico, having an American brand was a gigantic advantage. I think the new vision for Gaspari is to stay true what made Gaspari great. Innovation, science, real products, for real athletes, and allow us to step in, to 2017 and beyond in a very competitive position.
So I gotta go from work mode to workout mode.
Good. Come on.
That's it, burn him?
No.
I'm old school, and I love the whole art of the posing. So when I look at Mike, I think he's got great potential in being a classic physique. That's just me, it's just I'm an old school bodybuilder at heart. When it comes to a brand, you want to have someone that's marketable. He has the passion for training. I've been doing this since I was 13, and I love working out, so I try to get athletes that have the same passion as myself. So I saw that in Mike. We got him right away, in August. He was getting ready for the Mr. Olympia. Unfortunately, he didn't place as high as he wanted to, but we still support him that I think he's going to do well in 2017 with the New York Pro, the Puerto Rican Pro, whatever he has to do to qualify for the Olympia.
Focus on those right now. Come on. I feel honored just to be part of the team. I mean, he's a legend. Not too many people can say they've trained with someone that's a legend like me.
Yeah, that's it, just like that. I was that young, inspiring guy, just like Mike, and it's cool to see, that passion to try to be, be someone. Come on, you're your guy. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5. Come on. It's funny. I've been in gyms, and a young, NPC guy goes, I'm gonna, do legs today, and I don't want to push you too hard because I know you're like, you're retired, a little older. And I said, okay, we'll go through the workout, and that just motivates me to really train hard. I mean, I was known as one of the top, hardest training bodybuilders, and there's only a few in that category, like Dorian Yates, Tom Platz, Branch Warren. I had to slow down a little bit, being in my 50s to prevent injury, but I still love pushing it. 3, 4. When I competed in bodybuilding, everyone always limited me on how far I would go in the sport. And a lot of what I tell people, it's not always the physique, but it's also, the mind. I was very narrow-shouldered, so I had to really train my delts. My legs were so big that they overcame my upper body. So when I turned pro, for a year straight, I stopped doing legs. All I did was a bunch of different lateral movements, also exercises to narrow my waist. Control. 3, come on. 4, one more. I had to stop doing heavy deadlifts. I had to stop doing heavy squats to make it more symmetrical. So I treated bodybuilding like a science. Logs, putting everything in there, how I felt, how I ate, what I did, because I felt I had to do one extra more than someone with better genetics.
Don't make me quit it. Okay, here, Daddy, you're blue. Okay.
I met Rich 8 years ago. It was my first show that I competed in, but nothing. Actually, he said that I was rude. And then a year later, I met him again because I was doing a photo shoot for some of the clothing line he had, and the rest is history.
Circle. Sun! Moon!
I don't work in the office. I think if I did, that would cause some issues. We get a little bit of space, and I think that's important in a relationship. We have a good balance.
Everyone goes through so many trials and tribulations and failures, but the guys who give up are the guys that just never go nowhere. So I always feel like, you know what? I'm not a quitter. I'm not a loser, and I will just keep fighting to get, where I can be and be, just be a better person.
You have lipstick on your shirt.
It's going to take a lot of work, but he was super successful for a reason. There's no reason he shouldn't be successful again.